Today, we're taking a look at 3 new TEMai products that just came out. I'm really excited to show you guys these because when TEMai comes out with a new product, you know a couple things. One, you know it's going to be the highest quality. You know because of the return policy, you're not taking any kind of risk, and I'm excited to dive into this. Before I get into unboxing these, let me tell you about TEMai a little bit. So they have anywhere in the United States free shipping. So no matter what it is, if it's over $25 or more, you're gonna get free shipping in the United States. Also, if you buy it off their website, you have 2 years warranty. So they guarantee their products for a long time. And then they have a 14-day return policy. So if you get these and you decide it's just not really what you expect, it's not working right or whatever, you can return these within the first 14 days. In my opinion, that's one thing that puts TEMai above a lot of the other competitors and even other people that I review here on this channel is that it's very easy to get it to you with low risk if you don't like the product or it doesn't work. So we're gonna go smallest to biggest looking at the different products today. So the first one we're gonna look at is this trunk hook, and this goes in the back of the Model Y. It costs $9.50. It can hold up to 44 pounds or 20 kilograms. It's designed to hold things like shopping bags, backpacks, umbrellas. It's supposed to be really easy to remove and take out. So we'll go and test it to see just how much weight it actually has, how much can it actually handle before it falls out. And of course, I want to make sure that there is no damage happening to my Model Y when that all happens. All right, so let's unbox this thing here. Pretty simple little product. So there you go, it's simple, it's plastic, has the word TEMai printed on the front there, and it's designed to go in the 2 little holes next to the release buttons in the back of your trunk of the Model Y. It doesn't fit in any other vehicle other than the Model Y. And it just basically clips in, and then you press these tabs here to release it back out, and you just hang stuff on here. So again, simple, but it solves a simple problem, so it shouldn't be a complex thing. So we'll go out there and test that in a minute. Let's move on to the next one. Now, next up, we have the steering wheel tray, and there's a lot of versions of these out there on the market. So we've looked at them from many other companies. Some of them are better than others. And the reason why I'm kind of excited about this one is that TEMai usually thinks through every little part before they just create a product. This one is designed with people in mind and your space in mind. That's what they claim on their website, making it fit well, yet still having some room to, you know, move around a little bit. So let's take a look at this one and just see if it's anything different than the competitors. And it's funny, you know, whenever I watch other people's top lists, when people talk about their favorite accessories, this is always listed in one of them. A lot of people think this is kind of a gimmicky thing and people don't use it. I use it all the time as someone who works for my car all the time. I do love that it comes in this really nice microfiber bag. I mean, this is actually the first one that's come in a bag, which is nice. So let's get this thing out of here. Okay, very cool. Now, one thing about TEMai, and about this one specifically, is that it's not really reversible. Some of them have different designs on the front and on the back. Obviously, this could work upside down, but you're not really gaining anything there. I've seen ones that have like the cup holder and stuff on one side and then flat on the other side for like writing or something. You could obviously do that with this one, but this is really designed to be just like this. And now this is made out of real solid wood. It has rubber all along the edges here. It's all rubber. The cup holder here is rubber. You got a slot here for your iPhone. And then what this does is basically just hook onto the steering wheel. And again, it's all nice and soft rubber. So the hope is that it puts less wear and tear on your steering wheel. But again, these aren't being used for long periods of time. So I haven't really noticed much damage with the ones that I've used. And I've even used just the solid plastic ones. And it puts a little indent in your steering wheel while you're using it for a minute. And then it has always gone away. But it's small. I mean, it's probably one of the smaller ones that I have seen out there on the market. And I think for this structure, that probably works. From top to bottom, that is 8 inches right there. And then across it all the way is 17 inches. So are you gonna put a laptop on this one? Maybe a very small one, like an iPad would fit on there, but probably not a laptop. Again, we'll test this all out in a minute. But it will easily fit in the back seat, easily fit in your trunk, in the little secret compartments, all of that. So from that standpoint, it's really convenient. Now, if you do want to work inside of your car and that's what you're looking for something for, that's when this next one comes into play. And I will have to tell you that I actually love this product. I haven't opened the TEMai's one yet, but I have looked at other versions from other suppliers out there, and I find a lot of uses for these, not just in my car. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get this guy open. So it too has a carrying case. This one's a little bit different though. It's a much bigger case. Get a little different material here. All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, definitely from the exact same materials. So this basically just opens up and folds, and then it locks straight. And that does appear to be perfectly flat. Again, you got the cup holder and you have the iPhone slot there. And the way that this one's designed to work is it's obviously not going to be going onto the steering wheel. What this does is it rests on your armrest, both on the center console and on your door. It rests flat on that firm, and then this kind of wraps around you a little bit here. And then you kind of rest your laptop and everything else you're working on there like that. So the pricing on these is $59 for the steering wheel one and $79 for this foldable table. And you can take a look at this as well. On the back here, they have steel hinges, so it should last a long time. It should be very sturdy while using this. And of course, this can only be used in one way as well. So the other functions that I have found this for, even though this is designed for the car, is it actually works really well in your lap pretty much anywhere. So I spend a lot of time working in bed, whether I'm scripting videos or working with something for any of my other businesses. And it's, you know, you put your laptop on your lap and it gets warm and your mouse has nowhere to move your mouse around and stuff. Well, I found that this is really convenient because you can actually sit there on your bed, back propped against the headboard, put this on your lap. It easily supports your laptop, keeps it cool, and then you got a place for your mouse on the side. And I use this literally almost every single night in my bed there. My wife doesn't like when I'm working in my office all night long, so I try to come up to bed when she goes to bed to be near her and that sort of thing. Now, the only complaint I would have, and I don't even know if this is something worth complaining about, but if I have to nitpick something, it's that these rubber seal that goes around the edge, it just kind of comes up here on the ends, and it just kind of, even though it's a well-made piece, it just feels a little bit kind of cheap how that's stuck on there. Like maybe it just needs more glue or some other way of fastening it to the wood. One thing that's nice about it is you can lift this up and you can see the wood in there and how that seal is, attached to it. You can see that they kind of cut a slot in there and then they press this seal in. It's not just wrapped around the edge, but it's also inserted into the wood, which is actually a surprise. I thought it would just be glued on the top, but that means this is going to hold on a lot better than I expected it would, which is nice. But you can see like on this other side as well that it's kind of coming up here. Just got to kind of press it down a little bit. And you notice it when you got it lined up there. You can kind of see where it just doesn't line up because it's just not glued all the way. Again, this is an extremely minor issue and something that would be pretty easy to fix on your own if it did bother you. But you can see where the attention to detail really came in here. On the hinges at the bottom, the hinges are all inset into the wood there. They're not just screwed on top, so it does all fit nice and looks just absolutely beautiful. So it is now time to go put these to the test inside of the Model 3 and the Model Y and just see how great they actually are. Now, if you're at this point and you have some questions, go down below in the comments and start asking away. I'll get back to them within the next 48 hours. Also, if you're enjoying this video, now it's a great time to just take 2 seconds as I go out to the car, go down, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. Also, we're gonna be doing a giveaway on these, so whoever is the winner of today's giveaway will get to choose between the steering wheel one as well as the full-size table one. You can choose which one you want, and Teamy's going to send that to you free of charge. But for qualifications for that, I haven't ironed that out yet with Teamy, so when this video comes out, it'll be all figured out. Just look at the description down below this video. I'll put all the information in there in terms of geographical area that qualifies and what exactly you have to do. But for now, just make sure you comment down below. All right, so we're sitting inside of the Model 3 this time, okay? And so I have an aftermarket steering wheel on here, so I'm curious to see how this is going to work with this one, but we will try it in the Model Y after. So let's pull out first the table. And again, how this works is it just goes underneath and should hook on the steering wheel. And you can see that clearly my steering wheel is way too fat for this. So if you have, like, I have the Hanshao aftermarket steering wheel. It is like a racing style. It's super thick here, has big and grooves inside of this. So it's not going to work on this steering wheel. Of course, this was designed and printed to work on the OEM steering wheel. So we'll go to the Model Y to try this one out. Now let's get the foldable tray, because this is the one that I actually use the most. So you open this up like this. It's going to rest just like this. You can kind of slide it around a little bit. It's going to rest over here, and it's going to rest over here on the table. The only spot where it has a weak point would be about right here because there's nothing underneath of it, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you can feel the texture on this wood. So let's give it a try with some more practical stuff that I would use it for. And right now I'm actually in the easy entry mode, so my seat's really high. So if I were to adjust this the way that I would actually be sitting inside the car, put this down a little bit, maybe move myself back a little bit, pull up my seat so it's actually using it. So it'll be about right here. So first let's try it with an iPad. Let's open up an iPad here. Obviously there is a ton of room here for the iPad. Now I'm 6'1" and I have pretty long arms. So for me, you know, I can definitely make this work. Remember, we're not trying to make a perfect office here. We're just trying to get something functional. You're in your car. It's not your normal working space, but you want to be able to work from your car. Is it good enough is what I would look at to actually use this. And obviously this will work just fine. I can type from here, no problem. It does have a slight bit of flex to it, which I'll have to compare it to the other ones to see just how much more flexible this is than, like, say the Jawa or one of the others that I've tested on the channel. But you do notice a slight flex to it there, which again, it's not that big a deal, but it is noticeable. Next, let's bring an iPad Pro onto it here, a little bit bigger than the iPad. And I mean, that feels even better. And actually it's a lot more solid because I think it's just a bigger surface area on it. So it's less flex. There's more support there. So you got a mouse right here, no problem. You can have your pop sitting over there on the cup holder, and it's just a real brilliant working space. I absolutely love that, especially with a headrest back here. It really keeps it nice. You could work here for hours. This is ultimate comfort right here. This is incredible. I love this. Then when you're done, you just fold it up like that really quickly and just set it aside. So let's see how well these fit inside of the trunk. I think most people are going to wonder how it's going to fit inside of the little compartment back here. So if we lift this up like this, we got them both right here. You can see they're both about the same size when they're folded, and they're going to very easily fit down inside of there. So that's not a problem. And of course, they could also go inside of your frunk. They'll fit there just as easily. Just they may bang around a little bit more because it's not that carpet inside of there. So to complete this test, let's get it inside the Model Y. Okay, so we're inside the Model Y now. It's way late. I apologize. I hope you guys can still see okay with the lighting. But how this works is this. We take the board, we take the tray table, and we just go from the bottom and just hook it on here like this. One thing you do have to do though is I think you do have to actually flip the steering wheel upside down. Well, that's what a lot of them have. So we're going to try it real quick. Now you can see it's kind of off tilted right now. So I'm going to just try it like this before I straighten out the wheel and just see if that works. Okay. So you can see that that's pretty vertical up there like that. Yeah, that's not going to work. And the way that a lot of these adjust is the higher or lower you put them on the steering wheel will change the pitch of the table. So what I'm going to have to do, which is rather annoying, is I need to flip the wheel upside down so that this middle piece right here goes into this whole part, this gap that doesn't have any of these pieces in it, to do that. But to do that, I got to unlock the car, which means I got to unplug it from my garage. 1 second. All right, now we're in the car, and I'm going to spin it upside down so it's perfectly up there like that. Good. Now let's try this again. Stick it in there. There you go. See, now you've got all the adjustment you could possibly want. So you can go a little bit lower, make it a little bit stiffer, angle a little more, or you can go higher. It's going to come down a little bit. It certainly raises up the table because you can imagine before the table is right here, that one that goes across to this other door here, where this is going to be up quite a bit higher, which again is fine if you're just kind of eating lunch, which is really what this is for. Pull up at a restaurant, put your coffee there, put your drink there, have your phone sitting in there like that. Or you can stand it up vertically, however you want it. I mean, you can put the iPad up there, and you can see that there's a lot of movement when you start pushing and typing on it here. You could work on it like this. This probably wouldn't be an issue. Or if you had it down here like this and you're writing on it, you know, this would certainly work. But to take an actual computer and put it on there, this just doesn't seem... Well, my voice recorder decided to go all fritzy out on me, so I'm doing a quick little voiceover here. Basically what I'm saying is I was really surprised that this laptop actually fit on here. Now this is a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and I was really thinking it was going to be awkward, but it actually is a nice height, and it doesn't bonk into my body. It's far enough away from me when I move the seat back. It was actually quite comfortable. The problem though that I have with working on something like this on your steering wheel is that there are two little points that this is touching the steering wheel here, both on the front and the back, and these are legitimate wear points. And every time you push down on this table as you're typing in a key or pushing on your trackpad or anything, you're pushing more and more wear on that steering wheel. And it's evident that it's actually putting wear on it. When you take it off, you see the little white marks as it's kind of rubbing on the steering wheel, as well as multiple indents as it kind of moves around and as you adjust it on the steering wheel. And over time, doing that long enough, you're definitely going to leave some damages and wear on the steering wheel that's permanent. Now, if you're just going to be eating a meal on there now and then, well, it's absolutely perfect for that. And I think that's pretty much what it's advertised for. But if you're going to be doing some serious work in the car on a consistent basis with a laptop, I would highly recommend getting the folding table, because that doesn't have any chance of damaging anything in your car, and is pretty much the same size when folded as the steering wheel table. All right, now next we're going to install this little clip here that's going to hold bags for us in the back seat. Okay, I know this is kind of a simple thing, but you know what? People ask me for this kind of stuff, and because of that, companies like TeamE make them. So anyway, let's get it in here. It just goes right here. These supposedly just snap straight in here, so let's just push it in. All right, well, that was simple enough. And it's supposed to be in there and hold 44 pounds, I think it was. So, I mean, of course, now we have to try this out. So what we got is this. I've got a bag here, and inside the bag, we've got all these dumbbells that are part of a workout set that I have. And they're all 10 pounds. I think this one's actually 5 pounds. And so we can go up to about 35 pounds here. I'm going to put them inside this bag, which essentially has no weight, and we're going to hang them on here and just see how much weight this thing actually has. All right, so let's throw in 10 pounds, and we'll start with 10 pounds here. I'm going to take it like this and hang it over. This is what I would assume would be comparable to, like, you know, a lady's purse, or I don't know what's in those things, total guesstimate here. And yeah, so I mean that holds that pretty darn easily. No tension really on that there. Let's add another 10 pounds to this thing here and make it 20 pounds. All right, 20 pounds in there. I saw a comment on there of people saying that barely holds 10 pounds. Cool design, but barely holds 10 pounds. Well, there's 10 pounds there, moving it around, knocking it around. You know, the thing is there's no pressure on these buttons here. You could even get in here like this, and it still operates the buttons. So that's really nice to see that these buttons still do actually work, even though those are in there. Let's add some more weight. All right, here's 30 pounds. I can't imagine it holding this. Wow. There it is. And this one, you can see the clip is starting to come out there right at 30 pounds. It's getting close. I also see here that it's putting pressure on this button as this one is trying to twist and come out. So there you can see the one is coming out, and the other one, get out of the light there, very much wants to come out. So it's getting very, very close. All right, so we now have in here just about, oh my gosh, just about 40 pounds. It's probably something like 35, I would guess, maybe a little bit under that. I don't know exactly what that other weight is, it doesn't say on it, but it's getting close. Let's put it on here, and I'm gonna do it straight and soft. So I think the problem with how these tests are done is, yes, if in a perfect condition, it can hold 40 pounds. Like, in other words, you're not driving, nothing is hanging on it that's moving. It's a straight down pull in a controlled environment. But the second you start moving it around, yeah, see, that's going to happen. So if you're tying something that heavy onto it, of course, this is on the absolute maximum, weight. It's like you tie something on like that and you drive anywhere, turn a corner, it's going to come right out. But let's be more practical. What you're really going to use this thing for is a bag of groceries. You got some fishy crackers in there, a couple of drinks, whatnot. You're going to come in the back and you're going to hook it over it like that so it doesn't slide around in your car. And obviously for that, it's going to be perfect. It's going to hang in there. And that's, going to do exactly what it's advertised for. I don't imagine what on earth you would ever tie 44 pounds to it for. So those are 3 new products that TeamE has out right now. Again, my favorite is the foldable table. I use it in my car and I use it all over my house. If you're the kind of person that puts bags in the back of your trunk and you don't like them sliding around, that might be a nice little option for you as well. I like on that little bag clip how they use the space in parts of the Tesla that were already there, making it a little bit more functional, the button's still working and all of that. And if you're just doing normal, hooking a bag onto it type of stuff, it's going to be more than enough for what you need. If you lug around 44 pounds and don't want them just laying in your trunk, you want them hanging, probably not the right thing. Now, as always, my discount and all the information about the giveaway will be below this video in the description. Be sure to go down there and check all of that. If you're new to the channel, every Saturday morning I do this kind of update thing of the news of the week and other related Tesla content, like latest updates on autopilot and how it's been acting that week, as well as other funny things about Tesla, different videos and stuff that have come out, and also now giveaways. So make sure you tune in Saturday mornings to see if you won. That wraps up this video. See you guys on the next one.